Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the Midnight Snack Podcast. I know it has been a hot minute, but episode 3 is finally here. We appreciate everyone sticking around, and in between, we have a very special guest tonight, someone that we've been trying to get on the podcast for a little bit, and due to scheduling conflicts, we just haven't been able to make it happen, man. But you're finally here.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight, Kyran James of Light Violet. Kyran, man.
Hey, man.
It's finally happening, dude. We've been
Yeah.
talking about it for ages. I'm glad you're finally here, dude.
I'm glad I'm
we have
here
a
too.
lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah, man.
As you know, wouldn't be the Midnight Snack Podcast without the snack. So tell us, what have you brought, man, and why?
Yeah. All right, man. I've got organic gherkins.
Right. The go-to.
Yeah, the go-to,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
100%. Like, I don't know, because, you know, when you're trying to find a snack late at night,
In the back of the
it's the
fridge.
only thing you got.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So,
And then
I mean, I love them
Yeah.
either way, but like sometimes, I wish I had chocolate.
Yeah. So
But I
you've
don't,
doubled up.
So I've got, I've doubled up. We've got
Doubled down,
organic
brought
gherkins, and we've got
both. That's sick,
caramel,
man.
man. Probably one of the best flavors, I reckon.
Caramel.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I'm a...
Have you tried it?
I have.
good
I have.
shit.
I've always been big on the caramel koalas.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Not my go-to. I prefer like the, you know, the I think it's chocolate break with like the wafers and shit. in
Yeah.
there. I prefer that.
Yeah,
but-
like Time Out and that.
Yeah, like that.
Time Out's actually
but,
really good chocolate.
Oh, we'll get into that in a little bit, man.
Yeah.
We may have to try the mad combo of caramel and gherkins, because it'd be really
Together.
good too. Yeah. But for those of you who don't know Kyran, he is the frontman of a band here in Rockhampton called Light Violet. But not just the one band, multiple bands. So let's get straight into it, man. We'll start with music, because that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Let's
Fuck
start
yeah.
with Light Violet, right?
Yeah.
How did that come about? When did Light Violet start? And was this something that you've been working on for a while? Is this something that came together, you know, organically? Talk us through it, man.
Do you want the full story?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Right,
Let's
man.
dive
So, well, like back, because it goes pretty deep. Like I had a band called Elephant Juice there that sort of kicked off. And we were doing shit like 2000 I think like 13 to 16. And we were doing stuff around Rocky and locally, and you know, like Agnes Waters and stuff.
Yeah,
we went and recorded an EP. I'll try and give you the shorter version
it's all
of
good,
this, but we went and recorded like an EP, which cost us like a lot of money, and then, you know, released it and everything, and then the band sort of fell apart after that. So I was like sad, man. Basically, I thought my music career was gone, so I just was chasing to make another band sort of thing. So us boys, he was the lead singer that sort of moved away. Shout out to Tomo. He's a legend. He's absolute amazing writer.
Yep.
So he sort of left, and then sort of just fell apart, and then we ended up getting a new bloke in, and then we were doing stuff there for a bit, and then it sort of just like fell apart. It never really went anywhere after that.
Right.
So I sort of just chasing to get in another band.
Yeah.
After that, I met these fellas, which were in a metal band. So I went into that there for a bit. Was doing that. That didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
And then I met up with your first podcast, Josh
Fleming.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Met
Great
up
guy.
with him. And we started a band. We had a band there going for a bit. We were a two-piece. It was called Vending Machine and the Candy.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Sick. Yeah.
And then sort of like, we sort of just like drifted and did our own thing sort of thing. And then like during this whole time, man, I started writing like my own sort of stuff, because I started on drums. I should have mentioned that before. So I was playing drums in Elephant Juice.
Yeah.
And the band before that with Chris and McIntosh, actually.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
The 3 pieces.
yeah,
of Midnight
so
Snack.
I started playing drums, man, and then then worked my way up, and then my mate showed me like a bit of theory on guitar. Then I went from that to like learning what I needed to know, sort of thing, to write a song, and went from that to like some singing and writing my own stuff. So I had these songs, and I've been sitting on them for a while, and just nothing was really happening. And I hit our drummer up, Nick Hooper. Shout out to Nick. He's awesome. Fucking amazing drummer. Yeah, because I hit my mate up and I was like, oh, I need a drummer, man. Like, do you know anyone, sort of thing? Because he used to teach drums.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I know a bloke, Nick. So I hit Nick up. And Nick was like, oh, I'm kind of already got something going.
Yeah.
So then I jumped into their band.
Yeah, right.
Which had one of the old singers from Elephant Juice in it. The dude who was going to take over Elephant Juice, sort of thing. Him singing, and then Paddy, like, who was in the band Elephant Juice as well. We got into a band. I was playing bass. At that point. Yeah, so that was going places. That was actually like a lot of fun, man. Then then sort of like when it came to when we practicing, like miscommunication, like people are working.
Yeah, got you.
It's just like difficult sort of to get together.
Yeah.
So then I had these songs, man, and I was like, fuck, I need to, you know what? We haven't done anything for a while.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll just hit Nick up.
Yep.
So I've hit him up, man. Oi, do you want to jam? Yeah, righto. Let's do it. Went and jam, man, and haven't stopped since.
Yeah, right.
Like, we just meshed, man. I started playing these, like, probably like punky alternative rock style music, man. Like, stuff we're not even releasing on the EP. This is like the core of it, of getting our sound, sort of thing. And yeah, man, like, we just meshed real good and started jam. So we stayed as a 2-piece there for the first few months. What I did was I split my guitar signal. I did the Hockey Dad thing, like split my guitar signal into the bass amp and had it running through the guitar amp as well. Got an octave pedal, dropped the octave down, so it was just like fat guitar bass sound. And then, like, obviously, like, your guitar sound going through the guitar. And we did that there for a bit. And then turns out Nick's brother plays guitar as well. So we were like, oh, we should get him on bass. Yeah, right. And then I can focus more on guitar. And so we did that there for a bit. And then we're like, fuck, he's way too good on guitar. We should get him doing lead. And we'll get another bass player. And at that point, we had our mate Will. And he was taking photos and stuff for us, actually. And he's like, we're like, oh, you want to do it? It's like, fucking, straight up sort of thing. So then we, finally became a band, man.
Right.
It's been a journey.
Like, from what I gather, your musical sort of career has spanned a few years, right? It goes back a while. So was music something that you always had? Was it a natural talent, or was it something that you found and worked on?
I think a bit of both, man. Like, apparently when I was like 8 months old, I could drum the freaking We Will Rock You beat and stuff. Like, my dad would sit me on his lap because he was a drummer.
Right. Okay. So it's family is musically inclined as well.
Dad is. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not too sure about my sibling. I think they have a lot there that they could work with. Yeah. But they sort of haven't picked it up like I did. Yeah. Because I'm the eldest. But yeah, man. Well, that's what I've heard. And then I remember when I was a younger fella being able to play beats and started off with the 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1. Then you add in the double kick and stuff like that. And yeah, man, I don't know, I fell in love with music, but I think I really fell in love with music when you know, I started having these episodes when I was younger, like my anxiety and stuff, and like weird shit, man. Like, I'd be scared of spiders and I'd feel it. Like, I could feel spiders on me and shit when I was a kid, man. Run out, Mum's like, there's nothing there. Like, what the fuck? So she took me to a stress busters course. And like, the lady there told me this one thing, and I think it stuck with me the whole time, was like, when you go to sleep, listen to music. And I just remember going to sleep, and it just completely took my mind off of anxiety.
Yeah, right.
Like, so I wasn't thinking of stuff. Like a
therapeutical tool.
Yeah, like a therapeutic tool, man. And then I think I just, from like drums, like, I don't know, I just started playing. I ended up getting some lessons at school. And just sort of really got into it. And it wasn't until like grade 11 or 10 or 11 or something like that, I was like, to my mate Paddy, like, do you want to start a band? And then that's when I hit Christian up, because I was like, I know Christian and he's an amazing player. He's fucking way better now.
Oh,
But
yeah.
back then he was like really good,
Yeah.
really good singer too, because I knew him from choir.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's one thing I'd commented on, especially during the podcast with both Josh and Christian.
I'm finding it hard. Sorry, I'm just gonna butt in. I'm finding it hard to try and because I got so like it all pieces together like my whole life as to where I am now musically.
Yeah.
Because like it goes way back.
Yeah,
like
but
even into
verbalizing
the
that
choir. Yeah,
sometimes.
but sometimes it's hard to like.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm finding if it goes back to here.
Yeah,
Man,
so you've
'cause
got to run it back.
I started doing choir, man, and stuff as well when I was younger. And, you know, like
Yeah, by all means, man. Like, we'll have this conversation. Really, we'll go through the motions because, you know, that's
sorry
what
to
this
cut
is
you
all
off
about.
there
No,
too,
it's all good,
man.
But like I was saying, I really made the point of mentioning to both Josh and Christian the number of talented musicians here in Rocky.
Right? Oh yeah,
and like I've been pretty privileged in terms of getting to meet and sort of rub shoulders with a number of big artists here in Australia, but. A lot of the time, man, the people that really interest me and stand out are the local musicians, like the artists that have taught themselves from the ground up how to play an instrument, how to record their music, how to produce music, stuff like that. And I've had a number of artists that I've been humbled and honored to work with, and like blow me away, man, because a lot of them come from this, like you, very, very similar backgrounds where it's a simple tapping and using music as like a therapeutic tool, like we said, and they've created this crazy musical career out of it, right?
Yeah,
and I think
100%.
that's the stuff that I'm really interested in. So let's touch on that then, because you currently are in a number of bands.
Yeah,
right? Five current bands.
5 bands.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you in the same position of
5.
each band?
No. So I play drums in 2. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Avocado. Mm-hmm. They're fucking awesome.
Yep.
Really good musicians. I played drums for them. I just started a band with my partner Teal.
Yep.
And I play drums for that now. Mm-hmm. I did play guitar for the start of it.
Yep.
But I thought that we might make some changes in the band. I think it was better for the band.
Yep.
For me to go on drums.
Yep.
And we're fucking loving it, man.
Yeah.
And then guitar and sing for Light Violet.
Yep.
And now I play bass for Zach Ross band.
Right. Cool. So,
which has been crazy.
Yeah, that is very cool. That's very.
They're
cool.
a crazy band. They're awesome.
Yeah, man, and making some big moves too. They've been playing a lot of shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Christian's such a fun guy to talk to as well. Like, his
I could talk. Me and him
knowledge,
talk for hours,
man. His music knowledge is insane.
Me and him talk for hours because we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
Like since I was a kid, man.
Yeah.
So
all of these projects that you're currently in, these 5 bands, are they all multiple person bands? Are any of them like duo numbers? Are any of them trios? Are they all 4 or 5 piece?
They're all like 4 or 5 piece, yeah.
Similar genres or?
Yeah, kind of. Like I'd say Teal's band's probably a little bit heavier than Light Violet, yeah. It's a bit more, slaps a bit more.
Yeah, slaps, nice.
Obviously Zach Cross band, that's like more country rock style. I've never really got into country until now, and I'm fucking loving it, man. Yeah, like there's some really good music out there.
I think it comes down to like people that have an appreciation for music as it is as well. Find that adjustment so much easier.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, because I've heard some people like, I can't listen to country.
Oh yeah,
but I show them a song.
Yeah.
Oh, is that country?
Yeah.
Well, it's classed as country. Too. Yeah.
It was always really funny for me because when I used to tour, at the time that I was touring, I was recording, very,
shout out to you.
very rap-based music, right? Like, and it was EDM, and it was very hip-hop.
It was good stuff, man.
I
enjoyed it.
People always used to find it very funny that, like, my ritual before I'd go on stage was always headphones in, and a lot of the time I was listening to, like, A Day to Remember, Bring Me the Horizon, all these bands, man, because they were bands that I grew up on, like, and fell in love with. And my writing style never came strictly or directly from one genre or one sound or one artist, right? And people always used to find this weird connection of, but you're a rapper and you're listening to, heavy metal and post-hardcore and all this stuff. And so, again, I think when you have just that general appreciation blending sounds and genres and all these things, it becomes so much more natural and so much more organic.
I know the term for that too, and it was the Tool song. Do you know Tool?
Tool,
the band, off their new album called Pneuma. Yeah, that's what Pneuma means. It means that creative force you get and you don't know where it comes from.
Right, there you go.
Man, it's a face tattoo I'd love to get one day.
Something we can both appreciate.
Oh yeah, man, because like I will write a song and then I'd think back, like I'll listen to it like raw and I'm like, fucking hell, man, where'd that come from? Like where did it come from?
So let's talk on that for a little bit, because a lot of my friends, a lot of my artist friends, people that I've worked with in the past, and like I said, I've been pretty privileged in terms of working with a number of artists.
Oh yeah, man, I could imagine.
Writing for artists and doing all these things, and even just managing some people as well, helping them book gigs, stuff like that. They would always say that I had a very funny way of almost dropping in and out of this creative process. It was never like I had this mindset of, okay, today I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write a song. It never happened that way. And a lot of the time too, I would find myself in situations where like I'd be walking through like a shopping center, and something's going on the radio, there's voices over here, there's voices over there, and all of a sudden this line sort of starts repeating itself in my head before I even understand what's going on. And I get to the point where I'm like then filling my notes with this one line, and then I'll come back to it and sort of So how do you find your writing process happens when you're writing, and you're not even just writing, but like how do you find your process is when it comes to creating music in general?
Oh shit, man, I think I have a few different ways. Like the other day, man, I had to deliver stuff for work, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to waste this time. You spend 9 hours a day at work, like I'm a full-time worker. So like I want to try and throw in some creative shit while I can. So literally, like when I was driving, man, I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put the voice memo on and I'll just see if I can sing some shit, because I usually write, like I'll get my guitar, man, and then I'd literally wrote every song on an acoustic before I took it to an electric guitar. There's been a couple of times that I'd just say to myself, you know what, I'm gonna write today, like you just spoke about then, and like sometimes it doesn't work because you're like, oh fuck, like I'm thinking of that song I just listened to. But I went without listening to music for a week, and I've probably written the best stuff out of that, because I didn't have any external like ideas sort of thing. It cleared, it did, man. So like I've done heaps of different ways, but most times it's me just on a acoustic guitar, fucking just jamming, man, and then I go like hum something or. And then it just sort of comes about, and then I take that and either record it or put lyrics to it. And the lyrical process for me is the hardest. Feel like I always write about the same sort of stuff. See, I don't want to be writing sad songs anymore. I think we're in an era now that we need to be lifting everyone and stuff. So I'm trying to write music for people who are feeling that now. Because
I get caught in that motion too, though. And I think a lot of the time it is so much easier to write about things that everyone can relate to, right? Like,
100%.
You know what I mean? And I think when it comes to sad songs, it's so easy to connect with that, because when you feel sad, you feel sad, right?
I personally don't listen to sad music. I can't. It makes me very sad.
But when it comes to writing sad music, I can turn it out over and over and over again, right?
Same.
Whereas with music nowadays that's, happy and uplifting, I think it's very selective, right?
Some people will say, to change, like make song after song when you're talking about happiness.
Absolutely.
Know what I mean?
And I think it's selective because... certain people say, well, I found the love of my life, I'll be with them forever. That's solidified,
put it in a song.
Right? But that's selective, right? You can only write that song for a few different people. And again, your story will be subjective, and maybe 2 or 3 will connect with it the way that you do. Some will enjoy the lyrics, some will enjoy the beat. And then you talk about stuff like, for example, having money and being able to spend it on Prada and, Gucci, whatever else. The people in that bracket that it's selective to, again, will connect with it more so than the general consensus. And again, there will be people that like the beat and stuff like that. Whereas sad music is easy to fall into.
Yeah.
Whether it's 100% directional to what you're feeling, or whether it's just because it just fits that mood, right? It's so much easier to slink into that.
Yeah.
So, but you guys have released Mine, right? Brand new single. How did that come about? Was that something that you guys sat down and planned and wrote out, or was that something that
we were just jamming,
Right.
and then I just came up with the lyrics, man. It's
Right.
Again another
Organically.
Numa moment,
Yeah.
and yeah, dude, it's obviously about Teal.
Yeah,
You know,
right, your
I've
partner.
never ever had a relationship like we do, and like we continue to grow every day. So, like. But in saying that, I did write the song in a way that people can connect to it, even though it isn't.
Right.
Like if you listen to the lyrics, you know, you are mine tonight. You know, stars are shining bright, sort of thing. Like, you know, you are mine tonight. That's not saying you're mine forever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, people could have that moment with whoever it is that
And
they
relate
love
to the
then,
song.
and still fuck.
Yeah.
That's good. You know.
Yeah.
So I try and think about things like that. A lot of the stuff that we're writing on the EP is like positive,
open to interpretation.
positive, but it's open to interpretation. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. But like a lot of the stuff that I'm writing is like we get into these dark moments in our lives, but we can also flip it
Yeah,
by
absolutely.
transmuting it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
You take it, you flip it, and like, you know, when you're feeling shit, but then you feel so good after.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I try to sort of write about things like that now, rather than I was thinking about like getting fucked up on the weekend.
Yes.
I don't give a care. Let the fucking
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
and like
agree.
that's good because it sometimes you just want to fucking
and
get
sometimes
go
it is
song,
good,
you know?
right? Yeah. I
You
agree.
know?
Yeah.
And I think I will release something like that.
Absolutely.
But for now, I think I want to focus on this issue that everyone is feeling right now with COVID.
And oh man, yeah. And again, it's subjective. Music is subjective. That's the beauty of music. You know, there's music for every
You could
moment.
literally write about anything and everything.
Right.
That's why a lot of the sad stuff I put in poetry. That's
So
in my notes.
going back to the oh dude,
Maybe I'll release it in a book one
Yeah.
day. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I can get
Well,
to
you're a
that
talented
point.
guy, man. I think a lot of people see things sort of through rose tinted lenses, right? Like for us on the inside of this stuff, we know what goes in behind the scenes, and especially with music, there's more than just writing a song, right? There's poetry, there's directive, suggestive, you know, almost cinematography. You're blueprinting something, you know, that comes out lyrically and paints a picture in your mind, right? So going back to the open to interpretation stuff, I myself released an EP, a 5-song EP a couple of years ago called the Red and White Chronicles, right? And this project sort of came from nowhere. It was something that was completely just, I
think I listened to that. I think you
self-absorbed.
did send that to me.
Yeah, I had. So self-absorbed in this motion
I
of
liked
wanting
it,
to
yeah.
release stuff that I hadn't done before, right?
Yeah.
It was more
Because it was under your name,
right,
wasn't it?
yeah. So, and it was more of a personal project where I wanted to push my boundaries and not just focus on the crowd pleaser, fun, upbeat stuff that I was doing for festivals and stuff when I was touring all the time, right?
Yeah.
So the very first song that I'd written for that project came about completely organically. It was just, you know, humming a beat, humming a tune, and then the lyrics came and whatever else. And so the title song, which is Red and White Part 1, it's called Empty Pages, right? That song is very, very eerie, very almost like a something that you can visualize instantly something too, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
the lyrics are very, very
Like
pretty.
it's painting like a picture.
Right,
Yeah.
very, very pretty. And a lot of times people that listen to it go, oh, it's such a pretty song. Same with the second song on the EP. But what they don't realize is the medium of that song is a suicide note,
Oh, geez.
right?
Yeah.
And it's written in the sense of, you know, red and white. So white page, red blood. You break it down, it becomes more simple. But when you hear the song, right, it's very pretty. And listening to it most times, you wouldn't
You
put
said
it
it
on
was-
and immediately go, oh, this is...
You said it was
that.
eerie. Is it like as
Right.
in
So
like it's
there's
not
a-
like an upbeat?
No, so
it's
the
like
way in
more like a
which-
sad, like we were talking about.
So it's funny, man. The way in which my producer and I made it was basically we started with one instrumental line,
Yeah.
Right? That was what we started off with. And this was the length of the song. So it runs the whole way through. Then we added a second layer starting a little bit later.
Yeah, okay.
And then we added a third and a fourth and a fifth until by the end of the song, it's built up so much that it almost feels like you're being overwhelmed by the sounds.
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah,
so it's building
yeah.
and building and building to the point where the lyrics almost fade in to the music.
Yeah.
And then it cuts.
That's cool.
And it's back to that one note, that one sound. And it's like a peak all the way through, and then it just drops
A build
right
up.
at the
Yeah.
end, right?
Yeah.
So it's very eerie, and it was made almost that way to be visual in your mind, that when you're listening to it, it's one of those things too. I think you would get more from it if you're sitting in your headspace listening.
Yeah, listening.
Right? But then for people that just want to listen to the album and support and stuff like that, they put it on, they go, oh, this is a really pretty song. And you go, well, if only you knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Do you feel like a lot of people listen to it because they want to listen to it lyrically? Like I know a lot of people who are just like, oh, that's a good song. And then I go, oh, it means this. Or like, I talk about the lyrics and they're like, of course you would listen to the lyrics. And I'm like, bro, that's like the best part. It's telling a story to me.
funny,
Whereas I used to be fucking just listen to it for the drums, man. I was a massive Slipknot fan.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Still am. I fucking love them.
Yeah.
Rip Joey Jordanson.
Yeah, man.
Fucking 100%. He was my favorite drummer.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But I'd listen to it for that. But now I listen to music as a whole. Like vocals, bass line, guitar.
I'm the same.
Drums.
I think I'm very much the same because there's
Effects.
times. I agree.
Ooh, what's that?
You know
little
what? It's funny that you say that.
Sound like.
It's funny that you say that because I have a bad habit now of pointing out. Like we'll listen to music in the car, my partner and I, and like there'll be this simple little sound effect that coronates with the line that he just said, the punchline or the one liner or whatever. And unless I point it out, she'll never hear it.
Yeah,
it's only once
I feel like I do that too.
Right? So there's times
That's
awesome. Where I will just go into it, like if I'm painting or if I'm streaming or doing anything else creative, like because I get lost in this vibe sometimes, man, where my mind just goes into creative mode and I can't control it myself, but.
No, that's good. That's what you want.
Oh, yeah. There will be times where I put on music for the sake of having music, right? And then there's times where I put on music because I want to listen to someone articulate.
I see it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things, hey, like, again, it's subjective.
I listen to music fucking 24/7,
every reason?
man.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot my speaker at work and playing it through the computer.
Yeah.
Shitty speakers.
Yeah.
But I need to hear it.
Yeah.
Like, I need to hear that song that I've been liking,
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back to, we were talking COVID before. Let's go back to that, and we'll start with the fact that you guys obviously have been doing a number of shows, trying to get more.
Oh, dude, we opened up for Hands Like Houses. That was unreal, man. Yeah.
When was that?
That was 2019.
Oh, right. So that's going back a little bit.
October, I think. October 30th, I think it was.
That's crazy.
Right before all the COVID shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When did COVID hit? That was...
It was like moving into the start of last year, I believe.
Was it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2020, I believe.
So it would have been
around February.
Yeah, shit, because,
I mean, that's when it really started to, like, kick up.
Yeah.
But
because it's been like a year and a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about that, hey? Like the fact that we've been living...
Yeah, I'm glad it was that long because I was just thinking,
shit. Man. So crazy. So let's continue on that path.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
I'll take you off that path. I will take you off that path.
So
I'm that person.
So you guys open for Hands Like Houses, right? By the way, I used to jam.
And Young Lions.
Yeah. Oh, right. Cool.
Yeah. They were the band after us, and then Hands Like Houses were the main act.
That's sick, man. That's really cool.
Oh, dude, it was fucking unreal.
So
it was,
You go from opening for Hands Like Houses, right? And this is pre-COVID. COVID hits. Everything shuts down, right?
I think a lot of us were going to quit.
Did you guys take a big hit from it?
We did.
Yeah.
Dude, we had such a high. We were going up. We probably would have released an EP by that point.
Yeah.
And then we fucking COVID hit. And it was sort of like, well, what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah, because venues were closed.
And at that point, I was starting to play drums with Avocado, so I was getting back into the drumming side of things as well. So I was like, this is like the best of both worlds. And then bang, because we played like the Strand. I think it was the last gig for Avocado for when COVID hit and the lockdown shit and that. Which was it shattered a lot of us. A lot of us boys were a bit depressed. I think. Yeah, we got slack for recording too because that was all we were doing. Yeah, so we got like, well, fuck, we want to play a show, but we were just
no venues.
Open, and then so let's record, and then we're just burning ourselves out because we were recording too much.
Yeah. And I think, you know what, I think that became a reoccurring thing too with artists because a lot of them looked at it as this, you know, oh, this is this great thing. Now I have time to focus on my music, record a bunch of things, put it out. And they got to a point where they were so strapped into this machine that just kept turning to the point why, you know, by the couple of months that had passed, they were burnt out and the gears stopped turning.
Oh, dude, I felt that 100%.
So leading into COVID, I'd actually just started. I'd moved from Rockhampton, and I started working on the Internal Altercations EP, the latest one that I released, you know, a couple of months ago. And I was the same. I was like, you know, this is a good thing. I'm locked away in a studio.
Do you work with someone when you're doing that, or was it just you?
So the project Internal Altercations was completely like, I had maybe spent close to 2 years since I'd released the last musical project that I'd worked on.
Yeah, okay.
And it was more of like, let's jump onto YouTube, find some really cool producers, and put some of my stuff.
Work with them. Yeah.
So I reached out to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And then I worked on some music with some of their stuff, and a lot of it was like, you know, young artists that were building stuff from their bedroom and on, you know, Mixcraft and Fruity Loops and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mixcraft is such a terrible program. Dude, I was using that there for a bit. It does not record well for rock music.
So
I think it depends on the computer you're using, because at that point I had a really shitty computer and it was just like trash, man. I had to re-record like so much
running
shit.
The program through a computer.
Since I got Logic, man, like, I got a MacBook Pro now. Right. I use Logic now, and I love it, dude. It fucking records when I need it to record. It stops when I need it to stop. Like,
fair enough, man.
But I did fucking spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it was worth it. But you know, hopefully one day I'll get into music producing, because that's what I want to do eventually.
Oh, I suck at it. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm horrible at it.
I'd love to record bands and stuff, man. If I never ever make it or do anything, like, I'd still be doing shit anyways, but I just want to. I'd love to record and say that, I did that. Yeah.
So the producer, or my producer that I've worked with for all of my projects.
Sorry, cut you off again.
No, it's all good, man. My producer that I've worked with for all of my projects prior to Internal Altercations, Matty James, he and I, we've been friends for years, right since high school. All of his production, man, it literally came to a point, because when we started out as like a dance crew, right?
Yeah.
Like, music wasn't a side of it, and music wasn't something that we were like.
So Modern Day Mayhem,
right? So Modern Day Mayhem was a dance crew.
There was another dance crew around, I think, your time, like back then as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the name was. I couldn't quite figure it out the other day. I was trying to think of this the other day.
So a couple of the boys that I've done some shows with in the past, and I think they're doing pretty well for themselves now too, are the Divine Our Destiny boys.
I think that's it. Right? I think that's it, man. There's a big Afro fella in there.
Yeah, that's right.
He was backflipping shit.
They're good dudes, man. Really good dudes. I've had the privilege of doing a number of shows with them. And they've moved now into music too. They actually work with, I think it's John from Justice Crew, and he produces some of this. Yeah, man. Shit. So they're doing really well for themselves.
That's good, yeah.
They're all really good lads too. Really good lads. Brisbane and Mackay, I think.
Brisbane and Mackay, I thought they're from Mackay, yeah.
So, and at one point, I think some of the boys were from Rockhampton as well.
Okay.
And I think, because they started out as a dance crew, and I think at one point there were quite a few members, maybe 7 or 8. I could be wrong. But yeah, so the 4 that I've worked with a couple of times, really good lads.
Yeah,
really
cool.
Good lads.
And you started out as a dance crew.
So we started out as a dance crew, man. And when I say it was like the bougiest thing you've ever seen, like I'm saying, we used to practice in a shopping center in front of like reflective glass windows.
No, that's
with
sick.
a boombox.
Dude, like, I did that with the drums, man. I had this reflective door in my room, and I'd look at myself and I'd be like, is my form right?
Yeah,
am I looking good? Like, because I want to look good when
right.
I play. Like, I'm a little bit like that. I'm like aesthetics.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm
very
sort
similar.
of. I haven't looked at myself, but like, You know what I mean?
But yeah, so that's how it
Punch it
started,
over.
man. We were like literally dancing with a boombox in front of glass shop front windows, right?
That's pretty cool.
And it came to the point where we were like, oh, wouldn't it be really cool if we made the music we were dancing to? You know, because then we had
It's like your
the
own
option
material.
to make the moves around the sounds that we wanted to incorporate, right? We
Yeah.
could create everything so it was all 100% us. And I had no idea how to do it. Like, I had no idea. Eddie, who was the rapper in Modern Day Mayhem alongside me, he again had no idea. He was very lyrically inclined, crazy talented, but we just couldn't wrap our heads around it. So
yeah, like just
Maddie,
making the music sort of thing.
right? So
Yeah.
Maddie, who is like insanely talented,
Is
man.
he the DJ?
So Matty was our producer.
Oh,
He's
right,
my
yeah.
producer now, and
Yeah.
he literally went from like taking samples that were already created in Mixcraft and putting them together to making
His own.
all of our music from scratch, completely.
Through Mixcraft?
So we used Mixcraft, then we used FL. I think
Oh,
he
yeah,
uses
FL
Logic
Studio.
now as well.
Yeah, Logic is a good program, man.
And
Yeah.
we used Pro Tools at one time.
I mean, they're all good if you know how to use them.
and that's the thing, man. Matty taught himself everything from
Oh,
scratch.
right. So he
Everything.
didn't like go to uni or anything
Nope.
for it. Yeah.
We,
righto.
and that's the thing. We came from a small town, man. We didn't have the resources. We had to, you know.
Oh, that's what I constantly think about here, man.
Right. And so
Like-
now the stuff that you hear, like these full length projects that I've recorded and are on Spotify and stuff, have all come from
And it
this
sounds good too.
humble beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's phenomenal, man. And the stuff that he's been sending me lately, like he always manages to surprise me. And that again is where, you know, I revert back to what I was saying at the start. It's those artists that literally have taught themselves these amazing skills and just, you know, taken
And
it so far.
and shaped it and
Yeah,
gotten
it's
better at it. Yeah.
So impressive.
I
man.
have a friend like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was actually in our band Elephant Juice, man.
Yeah,
Thomas
right.
Smythe, shout
Yeah.
out to him. He's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
His Spotify is called Silicon Estate. He's got a couple of mil plays and stuff, man.
I've actually spoken to him a number of times because he
Yeah.
showed me Spotify. Yeah, he's
Oh
a good
yeah,
dude.
dude.
Yeah,
He's
a good dude.
he's awesome. He's wickedly talented,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But again, yeah,
But sort of, he
it's-
just crafted the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Just got from there. He actually went and did a uni degree as well, which
Oh,
I think
right.
helped a lot. But
Yeah.
but before that, he was
Self-taught.
releasing stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
self-taught
sick.
recording, man. We were all like, "Fuck, this is awesome."
Yeah.
you know.
So we touched on it before, and that was the COVID.
oh yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
fucking-
how, you know, we've sort of covered a little bit about how it affected you guys as a band and stuff like that. Let's jump to the now, right? Currently, we're going through this process
Yeah.
of rolling out this mandatory vaccination.
Yep.
Right. Now, I've been pretty vocal about it leading up to it.
The fact checkers checking your shit.
There's
man. I shared a few
you know,
shit.
Yeah,
Shared this one.
We live in this
Yeah.
world now where you know,
it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt people. Well, people. I don't think it hurts people. I think people get not
It's
even
very easy
offended.
to
I don't
buy
think people get
into-
offended. I think they get annoyed that
Yeah.
other people have opinions like that now. I don't think people get offended. Like I really don't.
Yeah.
Like I think some people do, but I don't think that's really the case.
Yeah.
You know, because I shared something and it was, you know, the passport idea and
Right.
like, you know, apparently Hitler done the same thing to have a passport with
seen
the
that
Aryan. Yeah, and
circulate,
I got fucking flagged for that, man. Someone reported me. Don't know who you are. If you're out there, you are a fucking loser because everyone should be able to say whatever the fuck they want.
I
It's a
agree.
free country, but it's not free anymore now
Yeah.
because of that shit.
I agree.
It's not.
So
I don't think that was fair. And now I'm banned for like, I've still got 30 days left, man. It was like 60-day ban
Proper,
for that.
right,
yeah, and I
right.
get it. I get Hitler and that. Like there could have been, I don't know,
it's
family of
touchy.
Jews.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be, their granddad fought in the war, blah, blah, blah. But come on, everyone's, you know,
Yeah.
if you look at everyone's history, you know, it wasn't just your family that suffered. My family suffered, you know, like it goes way back. A lot of
Yeah.
families, everyone would have suffered. And it was just an idea that, hey, look, it's not the same thing, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
Because we need a passport now to fucking show that we are vaccinated to go have a coffee with your mate.
And
Well, a simple thing like that
Yeah.
in a town in Rockhampton, like
Yeah.
I get it, Queensland or whatever, because, you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't really do it for one place and not do it the other because it's a bit unfair.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Do
bit,
you agree with it? I mean, we spoke
no,
a little bit
I
prior.
don't agree with it. No, I think mandating the vaccine like, I think, again, I think it should be your choice whether you want the vaccine or not.
Right.
You know, when swine flu hit, 2008, 2009, I got the swine flu needle that following year or whatever, you know. And now I thought about that the other day. I was like, fucking swine flu. That was a thing, and I got a needle for it. Turns out it got fucking taken off the market as well and stuff. So I was like, oh, well, if I got that, then...
But do you think that was a different circumstance because you yourself made the decision? And
I didn't. I was a kid, so Mum was just like, "We should get this," and I'm like, "Yeah,
okay, so
righto."
That's really. I'm really.
This is
glad
good.
That you, I'm
this is
really
probably a
glad you
good
brought
thing.
that,
Yeah.
Right. I'm really glad that you brought that up. Right. So, I've seen a couple of the arguments now going back to like the vaccinations as children and things of that. Right. People will compare that to this and whatever else, and you know, we got the vaxxers when we were young and we didn't complain. Right.
Oh no, 100%. We get it when you're fucking practically born, man.
Right. So my outlook on this sort of stuff, right? There's a difference when stuff like this has been, you know, tested, trialed, and we've seen the results years and years and years, right? Again, these are things that are not 100% mandatory. There are people that don't vaccinate their children.
Oh, that's very true. Right? Yeah.
This was never a choice.
Like the good old Jim Jeffries story, if you've ever heard that.
Exactly. We'll leave that there, but yeah. And again, that was not something that was mandatory, right? It was never rolled out that if your child wasn't vaccinated, they couldn't do this. They couldn't do that. Yeah. There were some things that sort of hinged on, you know, the vaccination and whatever else. But it was never mandatory.
Again, it was your choice, because if you wanted the chance to die from fucking tetanus or whooping cough or whatever the fucking
number of diseases
are,
right? Yep.
Number of fucking things that are out there that are looking to, you know, find a home to grow.
But again, that was your option, right?
Yeah.
That was
well, that's the thing. So you could have
options.
been like, you know, fuck it, we're not going to vaccinate my kids, and if they get fucking the disease, well, we're all going to get it, or we're just going to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what would have happened if they were, like, because then, you know, there's a chance of you getting it. Like, So, fuck it, we'll vaccinate our kids. And, you know, there was probably not enough social media, because there wasn't internet like now it is today. So when a government says, oh, do this, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is obviously the right thing to do. We don't want to be spreading this disease, and it's worked.
Right. And then you look at this new vaccine mandate, right?
Pfizer Biotech. Right. That name there trips me out. BioNTech.
Right. Yeah.
But I get it, because it's new technology that they're using.
So look, I personally, and I do want to make this clear. I do genuinely want to make
Don't
this clear.
scare me.
I've been
okay.
Yeah. So I do want to make this clear. I'm not anti-vax, right? I'm not anti-vax by any means.
Yeah.
My daughter's vaccinated, right?
Yeah.
I was vaccinated. But what I am is pro-choice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I believe that everything should be pro-choice, because it's not just in regards to the vaccine mandate, right? I think your body, your choice is, and always should be, the main movement, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, you know, when you take something like this COVID vaccine and you say, okay, you guys don't have to get it, but we're going to take everything away from you until you do. That's what doesn't sit right with me.
Coercing you into doing it. Yeah. I agree. Like, I don't think you should be doing that, but in a way it's smart, because you're going to get more people to do it, which is going to then trigger more people to go, well, fuck it. We better do it.
Yeah.
And it's a great tactic for whatever reason.
And in this day and age,
and I see it as a great
FOMO
tactic.
is what the government is you know, banking on. That fear of missing out. Yeah. They're banking on it.
Oh, right? Yeah. So, like, you can say it's money based. You could say whatever. I've heard every conspiracy just about. Like, really, it just comes down to your choice, and it should be your choice. You know, like if COVID is killing people left, right, and center, and you don't want to get vaccinated, then that's your tough luck. If you get COVID, man, you suffer from it, then that's going to be your choice. And whether the effects of COVID really affect you and it's as bad as what they say, then you're going to suffer. Possibly without the vaccine.
Yeah.
But if you've had the vaccine and you got it and it was mild or whatever the case may be, then obviously you're going to thank the vax. So I spoke to a semi-famous, well, he's actually a pretty famous person the other day, which I got fucking fangirled over because I was like, fuck, they actually replied. Duncan Trussell, he's on the Joe Rogan podcast and everything all the time. He said that he went out and like got the vaccine straight away and it did help when he did get COVID.
Yeah.
But 50 other people have told me, nah, that's not because of the vaccine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, who the fuck do you even believe?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who do you believe?
And that's the hardest thing, man. In this day and age, everyone has an opinion.
Opinion and social media has ruined that. That's why they say the internet, like the old Prince quote, hey, you've all seen The Matrix, use the internet, don't let the internet use you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Why, he was on it. Because this is happening. Like, you could watch a TikTok video of someone saying some fucking complete bullshit, but because it has 1 million views, 1 million likes, fucking shared around 1,000 times, people are going to believe that. It's basically starting a fucking cult following, man. We've seen this shit.
Yeah.
So this is why when I watch shit, man, I don't believe it. I find it hard believing anyone, really, even the government, man. I know that the government have scientists and shit working, and they've got these platforms that get tested and worked on and shit like that, and that's fucking why I got the jab, man.
So there's
the only reason why I did get the jab was I wouldn't have got the jab is because I need a gig.
And so this is what I wanted to sort of touch on, and I don't want to get into this spiral of this COVID mandate.
These people against them, and it's dividing families. I see it. My family, my mom, my poor mom, maybe if she did get the vaccine, it might affect her because she has fucking full-blown scarring on the lungs.
Things.
And she's worried, and she's worried for my health. That's why she was fucking being sort of not raging, but
protective,
getting protected.
Concerned.
Why would you get the vaccine? Blah blah. And I'm a person that excuse me, man. Very veers. Of complete honesty. I like to be as honest as I can. I don't like keeping things inside. I think it bottles up. I think it hurts. I think it, you know what I mean? It's more stress on me than, stress is probably going to kill you more than the vaccine.
So the thing that it's the uncertainties for me. It's the up in the airness about a number of things when it comes to it. One of the things that I don't quite understand with this vaccine mandate is that
the mandate or the vaccine itself.
So both, a bit of both, right?
Yeah.
The general public, right, are still able to use public transport. Okay, right, unvaxxed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right, unvaxxed. So you have 15 unvaxxed jump on a train or a bus, right? And then you have 15 vaxxed jump on a train. Okay. Now, the train goes from one station to another, and at that station, when all 30 people jump off, right, they walk towards a cafe. The 15 that are vaxxed are allowed to enter the cafe. But the 15 that aren't.
Yeah. So, do you think that they'll get to the point where they would mandate? Well, you probably couldn't do that.
I'm guessing they probably
would have to.
I'm guessing
because I see what you're saying. Because now they've obviously had interaction.
I get that this is the rollout too, right? Yeah. This is the first stage.
Oh, this dude. It's only going to get worse.
Right.
It literally is, man. That's why I think if I get I don't want any booster shots or anything like that. Yes, I've got the vaccine, and yes, I was fucking petrified. I'm still scared, man. I'm glad I'm having a conversation with you right now because it's fucking making me feel calm. But to be honest, man, I'm scared. But I thought of it this way, I could die tomorrow. I could die fucking 3 days from now. Or I could die you could die whenever.
Yeah.
Why would I let them take away the thing that I love most, which is music?
Yep.
When
you could simply
when I just get it, and if I did die, at least then I'm doing something I love.
Yeah.
And I'm scared, man. I think about death every day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah.
I'm fucking freaking,
Yeah.
blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. But I've seen so many people around me get the vaccine who are fine. You know, they've had it for a year when it first rolled out.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the dude said to me today, it'd be like, the chances of you getting my fucking, because I was worried about my heart. That's the only thing I was worried about. Just my heart, no blood clot, no nothing. Because like I'm a pretty healthy dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was just a little bit worried about my heart because I get heart pulse and shit. Apparently that's normal. But he said to me, I said, oh, you're obviously vaccinated. He's like, yeah, I've had 3. I've got my booster shot. So I was like, thinking, fuck, okay, this is a little bit better news. It's making me feel way more calmer now. And then I said, you know, I'm a bit worried about my heart, Like, if you're going to get vaccinated, ask those questions because they do help when they talk to you about it. And I said, I was worried about my heart. He said, the chances of you getting myocarditis or whatever it's called, which is the heart swelling or whatever, is like walking outside and during the day getting struck by lightning.
Right.
Like, it's slim.
Yeah.
So where the fuck are these tests coming from that all these conspiracy theorists are like 1,000 people have died? And I'm like, yeah, but 1,000 out of how many people? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see?
That's the thing too. Nothing is conclusive. Nothing is 100%.
That's
And
what
especially
I mean,
in this day and
It
age.
mightn't even fucking work. It might just be a way of seeing how they, like, the conspiracy is like trying to
the
fucking
5G,
introduce us this thing.
yeah.
You know what? You know what's funny about the 5G? I haven't heard a fucking single thing about 5G since when 5G first came out.
I will say this.
First came out, man.
So I will say
that
this.
sort of goes to show that, well, come on, we're just sticking on a subject. We're sticking on the negatives or positives or whatever, and we're rolling with it, and we're going to keep rolling with it, and then until they introduce a mandate, and then people are getting shitty. And I'm shitty. I was shitty. I didn't want to fucking get the mandate. My partner didn't want to get the mandate. She had to because of work, or she'd lose her fucking job.
And that's the thing.
That's
I
unfair.
think my biggest problem is this. We've essentially lost rights, right? Like, we no longer have the choice. It's you get the mandate or you don't get to live life the way you did once before.
Everything comes to light, though. Keep that in everyone.
That's true.
Keep it in everyone's mind. Everything does come to
what
light,
happens
man.
in the next coming few months, but but we won't spiral down with that for too much longer.
Yeah, no, and don't, by all means, don't go out and get it if you don't feel like you
Absolutely.
should. I changed my mind when I spoke.
I agree.
You know, I make money from things, and people say, "Oh, money or health." It's like, well, like, you know, I got like I have a life. I need to be able to do things.
So that's the only point I will make right now is that if you're watching and you are in the same situation where you're questioning the ifs and the buts and the positives, the negatives, make the choice that is suitable to you. All right,
and feel it in your heart. And I mean, you're probably going to feel some sort of anxiety about the whole thing.
Absolutely.
But do what is best for you.
Absolutely.
And I've had the shot. I know people around me who have had the shot. I generally don't think it would hurt you. I generally don't. But that's the thing. There could be that case. But you got to look at the stats and stuff. And we won't go into it too much, but we'll let the viewers do all that.
But again, that's what I'm saying.
I did it.
You have the choice. Although it is a case of, depending on your choice, you may or may not lose certain things. I will say this too, and I don't mean to be negative when I say this, but restaurants need you, okay? Nightclubs need you. All of these places that are now mandatory for vaccines need you, okay? Because you are the revenue, you are the money, you are the customer, you are what makes that place open of a morning and run throughout the day or throughout the night. Now, at the end of the day, you need to make the choice that is suited to you, okay? That's what I will say on it. I know that I've still got some thinking to do personally on where I go from here, but right now, hold out and
see where it goes. Apparently there's an antibiotic that's supposed to come out that's going to help with COVID.
Yes, a pill.
I have
that's
heard,
right. So again, don't be afraid to hold out.
There's just so much with it all. Like, I read the ingredient list for the vaccine and I was like, bro, you get that in shampoo.
Yeah, right.
Like, so I sort of was like, I was a little bit more calm at that point.
But that's the statement I want to make is make the choice that's suited to you.
Don't listen to me.
So
make that choice for yourself personally.
Exactly. So
And
now that we've
live life, man. Fucking enjoy it.
Absolutely. Who knows?
Don't
You guys
let
might
it beat you down.
You might see some places you've never seen or experienced before because of this. This could be a positive. It just depends on how you look at it and the choices.
Might
you
go
make.
camping more. You might fucking bond with more mates.
So moving on from the fucking vaccine mandate, because that's
fuck
all
that
everyone's
shit.
talking about.
I'm over it. I don't want to hear about it. I got
too.
it because my choice. That's it. I'm not gonna die, and that's
Exactly.
my headstrong. I'm manifesting that
That's-
shit,
that's
man.
the way to
I'm
go.
not fucking dying because of this
That's it.
shit.
So let's jump back into this, because before you mentioned that you're quite a healthy guy, right? I do want to bring up this.
Oh yeah, I started snacking.
Right,
I
the
should have
snack-
said that.
No, it's all good, man. I'm about to join.
Oh yeah.
Organic gherkins. Now, you're vegetarian, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
When did that choice come about,
Oh.
and why?
Yeah.
I suppose
I've got braces now. I get shit all in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Like,
Don't mind me. This is going to be
I
horrible.
hope
to
the camera
watch.
doesn't watch.
Oh.
See that close to my teeth.
We're all in it together.
But no, late 2018, I think.
Mhm.
You know, it's been like 3 years or so. 3 years, 4 years.
Mhm.
Do meditation reasons.
Right.
Sadhguru, if anyone follows Sadhguru, he basically says like, when you're eating an animal, it's hard to explain. It's like, it's another whole conversation, really. Basically, plant life isn't conscious. It's conscious enough that it's not thinking like a cow would or a dog would or whatever you're eating. You know what I mean? Goat, pig. Pig's the worst. You should never eat pork. If you're going to eat meat, you should just stick with steak or chicken. Or lamb. No pork. Pork's weird. And I'll explain that soon. But yeah, no, I just heard like, because I'm into meditation and stuff like that. I just heard like when you cut out meat, you'll like you get so much lighter. Like you get deeper into your meditation because you're not being affected by others like thoughts and shit like that. And it sounds very spiritual, and I'm a spiritual sort of person, and you can take it how you want it. So I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'll cut it out. I won't cut out meat fully. I'll eat meat on a Friday. So I have the whole week to like,
So
you
not
know,
completely
enjoy
cut
it.
out, but
enjoy
phasing
it when it comes to the Friday. So intentionally, it wasn't becoming a vegetarian straight away.
Right.
So I started that on a Sunday, which was a bad idea because I was like, fuck it, you know what? We'll go the whole week and then we'll eat meat on Friday. Came to that Friday and I thought to myself, fuck, I've come this far. Fuck it, I just won't have it.
Keep going.
And I haven't had it since, man. Like, there was no cravings, no nothing. I can smell meat now and go, fuck, that smells good. But, like, it's just like, I don't know, I just never had a craving, man, for it. And
Did you ever find any, I wouldn't say side effects, but did you ever find any differences in, like, your...
I felt my
health
body weight got lighter. So I felt like
Was
my
it drastic,
stomach.
or was it, like...
It was gradual because obviously your colon, man, it gets... Like, I follow this bloke and his running thing is like, is your colon swollen? And he tells you why, sort of thing. Because food compresses when it, like dry food, they call it dry food. So like when you cook food, it becomes like dry, even if it's wet. And that just sort of compresses in your gut. Meat takes like an hour and a half to fully process through your body. So when you're cooking it and stuff, it can store in your colon area, you know, and build up over time.
Right.
So you could be doing a shit that was like 3 months old. Like, it's fucking gross, man.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why they say you should do an enema a year to clean. Yeah, an enema a year, man, to
Right.
clean your gut fully out so that your gut bacteria is building back up and shit. You'll be surprised. The healthiest people probably aren't that healthy, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to get to that point to do a fucking enema. But
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
scared of
something-
putting
that's
shit in
something
my
you'll
ass.
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
something you'd do, though?
It's something I'd do, yeah, definitely. I've heard, great stories. Like, you feel amazing.
Right.
Like, your energy levels just go shoot up, man.
Right.
So, over time, gradually I felt a difference because, you know, I was getting that stuff out of my body. Like, it's like detoxifying your body, really. Right. And, yeah, man, like I never had cravings. Like I hear my dad, he'll go a week without it and he's like, oh, I fucking craved meat too much. I think it's not, I think the craving is literally a taste craving. Mouth pleasure, man. I call it mouth pleasure. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When you eat that chocolate, it feels so good. But where does it feel good? In your mouth, on your taste buds. Yeah. You don't feel good going down.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? You don't feel it in here. You don't feel it in here. Well, you probably would if you're that conscious of how your body works and the shit you put in it. Oh, I've got energy from that. Or I feel now I feel fucking tired because I ate fucking massive steak and veg and starchy carbs and whatever. And I'm not even saying anyone's eating wrong, eating this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Same thing. Like, I'm not preaching to the choir. I just did it for my own personal benefits. And you know what? It fucking worked for me and I feel better. And then I can enjoy a bit more, like have a beer. And, like, you know what I mean? So
can you, I've got to ask the question. Are you able, right? You go out to dinner with a bunch of mates. Are you able to sit beside a friend who's eating a medium?
Oh, bro, I help them cut it.
Right. Okay.
No, I only just recently got into the whole, like, it's pretty fucked for animals. Because I've seen some videos and stuff of even the Australian industry just treating animals like shit. But you can't stop it, man. You know, we've been doing this thing for years and years. It'd be like, you know, maybe if the government mandated fucking not eat meat, it might work. But until then, fucking, you know, everyone's gonna, and like, you know, Joe Rogan eats meat. Like, you know, all your you know what I mean? Like, all the people that you would probably look up to are going to eat meat and be healthy still. Yeah. So,
and Joe Rogan's like quite an advocate for hunting game and
yeah, you know, dude. Yeah. So that's another thing. So because it doesn't pump endocrine, everyone has an endocrine system and that's like your nervous system sort of thing. So when a cow's lining up, it's pumping its meat, like its body full of it, which is apparently not really good for you to consume. So if you know, had a cow and it was looking that way and you just went up behind it, shot its fucking brains out, you're not going to have that endocrine running through it. So the meat's going to be fucking amazing. Yeah. Be way better for you. But now you got blood on your hands. So it's like, how much do you love meat to do that? Or would you just walk out into your veggie garden if you grow one and fucking chop down a plant with less benefits? And you'll probably get more benefits from the plant anyways, depending on what plant you're eating. Because there's all different things, man. Like, the first thing my parents said to me was, what about your fucking vitamin levels? Yeah. Bruh. You eat fucking enough plants, you're getting your vitamins. Yeah. Trust me. Like, what do cows fucking eat? You know what I mean?
Do you take I do completely.
Do I take supplements?
Do you take supplements at all to fill in?
Supplement as in pill or?
You know, either way. Like I know nowadays there's dry supplement. There's
liquid supplement. So I take a plant called moringa.
Right.
If you've ever heard of it.
I haven't.
Moringa aloe, I think the real name is.
Does it pop into my head?
Oh, dude, it's amazing. The benefits of that, it's got like 5 times more fucking vitamin C than a fucking orange, 5 times more iron than spinach, and like all these. Yeah, it's like, but you got to have
so it's like a decent amount of it. Fruit, but
it's a super tree. It's a tree, yeah. Right. You plant the cunt, it'll grow massive, dude. Yeah. My dad's got couple growing right now. It's amazing. It's a really bizarre looking tree too. Like, it's got tiny, they look like spinach leaves but real small.
Right. So you're cooking the leaves?
No, you don't cook. Nah, you eat the fresh, man. Right. Yeah, don't cook that.
Straight from stem?
Cooking will kill shit. Like, there's a certain percentage that'll cook, but sometimes cooking it will bring out. So you got to really research. I'm not that fucking smart with shit. I just eat it because I feel good. That's literally it.
Fair enough.
I have a shake a day. Me and my partner have a shake a day, and that gets me going. Like,
so what does your diet consist of then? Like, if you don't mind me asking, are you sitting down for breakfast that's like...
I don't have breakfast. Okay. Nah, I fast till about 11 or 12 now. Yep. I used to have breakfast, which was my shake. Yeah. But no, I decided to start fasting, and like, it's good. Like, I enjoy it. I have more energy in the morning now.
So what does your lunch, afternoon meal like look like most days?
Could be a salad, really. Most times it's a salad. Yeah. I do eat cooked food and stuff as well. Like I'm still a mouth pleasure kind of guy. Like I drink.
So have you what's the word? Have you swapped out meat-based foods for like vegetarian? What's the word?
So the products that they're making, so like veggie patties and shit,
stuff like that. Yeah.
So we were doing that for a bit.
Yeah.
But you read the ingredients, and like you're basically doing probably worse than what you were doing eating meat. To be honest.
Really?
Yeah, this is what a lot of vegans don't understand. Like, I put a post up a while ago. Like, I didn't know that going vegan would mean you can still eat shit.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? So vegetable oil. If you're eating vegetable oil, it's a big no-no.
Mm-hmm.
You're clogging your arteries. You're fucking olive oil all the way, 100%. Because they use a chemical to extract vegetable oil, which is obviously where do you think the fucking chemical is going to be?
Yeah.
It's in there. But it's cheap because it's easy to make using chemical. This is why I buy organic, man. Because I support organic. I still eat unorganic stuff sometimes.
Yeah. Again, for the mouth pleasure.
Yeah, but I try to support organic as much as I can, man. Yeah, because they're suffering, dude. The GMO, the whole world probably become GMO in the next few years. And again, government, man, it's cheaper. You get better yields. What they're doing is they're mixing them GMO seeds now to fucking withstand like glyphosate. If you're on there, type up glyphosate and fucking look up what that does to you.
So,
I could talk about this a lot because
man.
It's amazing. It's a war on humanity, basically, is how I see it.
So I think the reason I love the Midnight Snack podcast, right, and the reason I love the fact that I can get into this is because now I can sit across the table from somebody and have a conversation about things I'm completely unaware about. I also it's not even like it's not even ignorance, right? It's just the fact that I myself haven't taken that time to, specifically reach out or look into those specific things, right? I will be honest, I love meat, right? Now,
me too. I love steak. Steak was my favorite meat.
Yeah. So when I say that I love meat, right? I love what meat can become on a plate, right? And what you can create, right? What you can create with meat, right? Food is an amazing thing.
Oh, dude, food it's an art in itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've also come from a a relationship with my stepfather, who I consider my old man. Right?
Yeah.
He was a big game hunter, right? And he did this.
A big game hunter.
Yeah. Did this for
fishing
years.
or
big game, like over in Africa and
really?
Yeah. Overseas.
Wow.
Yeah. So and he's done that for a long time, professional, and we've even gone out
or just a hunt sort of thing.
So I never really asked the question of what he would consider himself, right? Whether it was for game or for trophy. I believe so more of like as a natural resource, right? Like similar to Joe Rogan. No, I know that there's absolutely been some trophy hunting in there, right? Absolutely. And I won't deny that. But I also believe that a lot of what he does has been for the benefit of others. At one point, he was over there, when he was over in South Africa, I believe. And he was actually tasked to remove a number of troubled bull elephants, right? That were causing damage to crops and, landmarks and stuff that.
Animals
so when you
up.
Right. So when you consider stuff like that, you're looking at another.
But you could look at it like
it
was their land. We were intruding, sort of thing. Yeah.
But
no, I totally understand.
Again,
same with brews and everything. Like know.
So.
It's fucking their livelihood
right,
up.
And pest control, So, so I've come from a point where like I've shot game, I've eaten game, I've also eaten store-bought meat, store-processed meat, stuff like that, right? And although I've been on both ends of the spectrum, right, killed and eaten my own, and then bought things that have been killed and processed and whatever else.
Could you taste the difference?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely you can. It also depends on the meat as well, though. Like, that's that's pretty common. But you definitely can taste the difference. But again, I never, it almost sounds ignorant, and I don't want it to sound ignorant. But I've also never put that thought of like, okay, I'm cooking dinner for my family. Right? I have a kilo of mince, right? Beef mince. It goes in the pan. I cook it. Then I make a meal for my family where we all eat and enjoy it, and we,
Bonding.
gain what we gain from
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's where it is for me. Right? I've never thrown a kilo of mince into a pan and had it searing and go, oh, that was a cow.
Oh yeah,
you know
dude.
what I mean?
No, I never thought that.
Again,
Yeah.
I don't want it to sound ignorant,
Yeah,
but it's
no.
just that
Yeah,
it's
because
a
you
resource
yeah
for me.
yeah. But I think we've been doing it for so long that it's just so normal. You know what I mean? Like, and it is normal for you to eat meat.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to
Well,
die.
when you go back-
Well, I mean, you could get food poisoning if you didn't cook it properly. That's the best
Everything
part about
these
becoming a
days kills
vegetarian,
you,
man.
though. Yeah.
You literally get your cutting board, scrape the cunt off. If it's oily, wash it with soap, or I just rinse the cunt.
Yeah.
Literally no food poisoning. No, like
That's true.
it's awesome, man.
That's
like
true.
it's been great cooking,
Wow.
man. Like you can be a lazy cook, but still cook mad as fucking meals because you're not, don't have to worry about cooking the meat right. When I ate chicken, man, I was a fanatic. Like my anxiety and shit, I was like, bruh, still pink.
yeah,
Like I'm freaking out. Like
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
ate this. What the fuck? You see
Yeah.
a little bit. It's like pink. You're like, oh,
I'm
shit.
dying now. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh, I hope I don't get
get
sick.
it.
But I've also been sick from meat. I haven't been sick from. I haven't had food poisoning or anything like that since being vegetarian. So there's obviously benefits in both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, man, absolutely.
You know, like obviously there's vitamins and certain essential like oils and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
in
yeah.
meat. Like
Yeah.
I'm not real technical. I'm not a nutritionist.
Yeah.
So I can't
But
really preach to the
understand.
choir.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. No, absolutely.
I enjoy veggies.
Yeah, man. Which is
Oh,
fair
and
enough.
since I've done that, like flavors, man, you learn to like make some weird flavors. You can make
Yeah.
shit taste like meat with mushroom or like heard jackfruit's another good one the other night.
Yeah, actually, so far, yeah.
Yeah, you can use jackfruit
so
and cook
have
it with certain flavors and
Yeah.
stuff. And
I think the thing I appreciate most is the fact that like I bring it down to my upbringing as well. Is like I'm open-minded enough to have a conversation with someone and not completely write off the way you live or the way you think
be like,
before.
like shun me sort of thing.
Yeah, and be closed-minded because I eat meat, therefore you're wrong. You know what I mean? So it's good to be able to have conversations with people and come from that perspective of I'd actually just like to listen and hear and and understand. So yeah, it is really good, man. And what I want to do though, we've been talking for a little bit now, man, and we'll start to sort of wrap up slowly.
Yeah, right.
But there's still a couple of things I want to touch on just because I think this is important, and this is something that I'd like to highlight as much as I can. You mentioned before your anxieties about a number of things, right? When you talk your anxieties, is this something that you deal with day in and day out?
Right, dude. Yeah.
And on top of that, how does it affect you when you're performing or getting ready for a gig, stuff like that? Talk us through that because. Again, mental health, I love to be open about it. I'd love to hear more about it and, of course, raise awareness. So talk us through it.
Music takes me from it. So, like, like before a gig or before like something big or whatever, could be something small, I still get, not stage fright, I just still get nervous. And I think more the nervousness comes from me being judgmental of how I would perform vocally mainly, which is stupid because you only progress sort of thing.
Yeah.
So your own worst enemy is yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're gonna be that critical. But honestly, man, when I perform, I don't really get I don't get anxious. I'm in that moment. Like that's the thing. I'm probably anxious because I'm thinking of the future. I'm thinking of shit that's happened now. Like I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of that. But when I'm playing, I'm thinking I'm in that moment fully. And that's why I love meditation so much, because you can be in that moment fully. And for me, performing was the escape route. That's why I said I had to get the vaccine, because if I was sitting at home not doing shit, man, it would fucking eat me up. It would kill me. I would die on the inside. Like I'd rather die from the shot and perform than die on the inside. You know what I mean? It would just eat me up. I'd be stressing. I'd be fucking, like it would kill me. And then I watch people around me because, they're getting the vaccine. They're all doing it. What's the chances are that they're like, well, you know what? You're not going to get the vaccine. Well, we might. I can guarantee they wouldn't be like that, but there's a chance like, oh, well, this bloke's keen to do it.
Yeah.
Are you going to risk this to do that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And
It's true.
But back to that whole thing is, when I'm in the moment, man, I forget about everything. Yeah, and I'm really, really in it. Like, I love it. It's the best thing.
It's funny how your mind works with that sort of stuff.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realize, and I've been really good at that self-management of it, but I suffer from anxiety myself. And it's really funny because if you put me in a shopping center that's noisy and filled with people,
Yeah.
I'm a mess. I hate it.
Yeah.
My partner will back you. I hate it. I
Do you-
look for an exit as soon as I can.
Yeah.
I get what I need to and I get out.
By yourself or with
Right.
your partner?
Both. In
Oh,
general.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in general.
right
I
on.
hate it. When I'm surrounded by friends, especially friends that are very outgoing and lively, like I spend majority of my time with, it's a little less because
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot
you-
of it's on them, right? I'm sort of got this safe net of like the attention's on them, everything's on them. You know what I mean?
Righto. Yeah, yeah.
But when it comes to music, I had this, pit of anxiety that used to start out in my stomach when I would be in the green room, 15 minutes, half an hour before I go on.
when you had your headphones on?
The minute I'd walk up those stairs and see that sea of people and flashlights, gone. And it was instant. It was like,
Now
this is where I'm supposed to be.
do you feel like you become your own character?
I feel like it's exactly where I need to be at that exact moment.
Do you feel authentic in that
Absolutely.
moment? Yeah,
I feel like it's the most me
yeah, same,
that I can ever be.
Same.
Right?
But people mightn't see it like that. Hey, they go, "Oh, you didn't speak to me," and I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
did you come up to me or like,
Yeah.
because I'm
So-
fucking easy to talk to."
And you know what I think it is too? I think it's almost like alter egos.
Yeah.
Right? But I see it in the sense of the alter ego is the person that you get on a general day. The real me is
Yeah.
the person that you get when I step on stage and
When
you
you
see
perform.
that because everything that
That
comes
comes to
out when
life.
you're in that headspace and you're in that present moment, the only thing that can happen is real because it's on the spot, it's there, it's real, right?
There's really no room for error.
Right. And everything that you've done has led to that moment. That's what you've been working towards. So when you get there, it is the most authentic because that's what it's all
and
been.
even when you have an error, it doesn't seem like an error because you're
That's-
being so authentic.
That's my point. And so, I've performed thousands of people.
Oh,
Thousands and
dude, I've
thousands of
seen
people,
it.
right?
I was like
So
infatuated. I'm like, wow.
yeah, man. So we did the Circus Under the Stars tour with Bliss and Esso in like 2015. Yeah,
Wow.
2015. Us, Modern Day Mayhem, Horror Show, Cess Century, CK
Wow.
Jones, and Bliss and Esso.
That's cool.
And when I tell you, like, the biggest crowd of people I've ever seen in my life, huge. And the nervousness of like, and this comes back down to what I was telling you about having to be a manager as well as an artist, coming from a small town with limited resources.
Yeah.
So I'm walking into this massive stadium to pick up our passes and talk to these higher ups that are running and managing the biggest artists in Australia in that genre, right? And putting on this face of professionalism and like I'm shaking the whole time, like doing the best I can.
Did you feel like you were yourself though when you were talking to those people?
No, because I knew I was
The
doing the job
interactions
for
can
my
be weird,
friends,
Yeah.
right? That's what it was. I was so present in that anxiety that I knew everything that I was doing was for my friends, and I had to do it spotless and perfect for them.
Yeah,
right?
righto, yeah.
So my nerves through the roof.
Oh yeah, could imagine.
We
man.
get shown to our
That's
green room,
insane.
right? And then all of a sudden, all these artists, because we're the support, like we won a competition. People had to vote for us to be there. And we won,
really?
Right? So
Yeah, that's cool.
The support in the first place was overwhelming.
Yeah.
Right? But then you get to that position and you've got these massive international and Australian artists that come in and realize, like, you guys are kids from, tiny little town in central Queensland who has been voted for thousands of times to support us. You're doing something right, right? As soon as they walk through the door, all of them, all at once, right? We're in this green room with literally just chairs and stuff, and like all of them, all at once. They're like, hey man, we're Max and all this from Bliss and Esso, and
Jeez.
nerves go,
Oh really?
completely go, right? Because I'm in the moment. It's what I've been working for.
When you were meeting them?
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
That was where I wanted to be all along. Was
With them.
meeting
Yeah.
these artists and showing them that I wanted to do the same thing and have that creative mindset, right?
Yeah.
As soon as they walk
That's
back
awesome.
out the door, nerves,
Straight again.
anxiety, yeah, and I'm in panic mode. So I'm not talking to my friends, right? I'm not talking to my
Yeah,
bandmates.
because
I'm
you're
earphones
fucking.
in.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that actually.
We get the call. They're like, "Hey, you guys are on in 5, right? take my headphones out. I look at both my friends. I say, I love you guys. No matter what happens out there, like, we kill it. We did the best we can. And then we go home.
Hype up.
That's all that matters,
Hype up
right?
before the show, yeah.
Pit. It's building. Our first track plays. Like, the intro starts. Crowd starts going wild. As soon as I take that first step onto the stage, gone. And I'm at home.
Yeah.
And I breeze through it. And
I
it's
feel
like
that. I fucking feel that, man.
You know what I mean? So
100% I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So-
amazing how that does that, though.
Right.
Because, like, people say, oh, man, you got, like, you know, your anxiety and stuff. How
Yeah, and
the
then
fuck how do you perform?
Yeah. And
They think I'm lying that I have anxiety.
I get it too.
And I'm like,
yeah.
no, I'm generally fucking afraid, bro,
Yeah,
of death. I'm scared, man.
I used to get it a lot when, because people used to approach us in shopping centers and ask for photos and stuff. Like,
That's
especially,
cool.
especially when we were
And you'd be like, oh,
touring Central
shit.
Queensland. Yeah, and it got to a point where it was really, really, like, obviously, it was
Overwhelming?
really fun meeting all these people and, like, having people recognize you for
that would be,
thing
it's
that you
cool,
love.
eh? Yeah.
But then, like, looking at from the perspective of, like, I have no idea who these people are, and they're grabbing and it's like, ooh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
starting to.
Bib, yeah.
But it was never something that I struggled with. Hey, like, I think now more so than ever, going to the shopping center to do like something as general as like buying more art supplies for my paintings and stuff, I freak out more and have more anxiety than I do.
Why?
Like,
Do you have this fear of, like, do you think people are fucking, like, looking at you? Because I get this weird feeling that, like, people, like, are judging me or looking at me funny.
so I don't.
And, like, I'll look around and no one's
Yeah.
looking at you. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, well, it can't be that. But then I start thinking of, like, how I'm walking. Or something weird, and I'll be like, fuck, my arm's going up too high.
So
Or something like...
no.
Like,
I
it's weird.
completely understand.
But when I'm with my partner, I'm fucking completely me. Like, I'll be fine. Like, I have to have someone there. But when I'm by
Yeah.
myself, I'm just like...
yeah.
Like, in and out.
So
like, straight away.
I often tell people, like, it's funny that I say it because I know out loud it sounds so stupid, but I am honestly the most introverted, extroverted person you'll ever meet, right? And like we've had run-ins before, and like I'm pretty lively.
Yeah.
On the
yeah,
inside,
no, you are.
on the inside, I'm
Fucking-
like,
yeah, no,
get
I
what I
felt
need
that
done.
same. I felt that same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just out and I'm like, fuck, I look, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit self-conscious sometimes, and I'm like, fuck, I'm probably not the best that I could look right now, but fuck it, who cares? You know, sort of thing. But then when you run into someone's like, oh, hey, fuck.
So I think my anxiety comes more from like it's not even a self-conscious thing. It's more of like I have so much more personal peace when I can actually translate my thoughts,
Yeah.
right? And really, really let them soak and sit before I act on them or you know, overthink and stuff like that. And I'm very reclusive as well. Like, I love spending time with my family and I love
Yeah.
spending time with my
Yeah,
partner,
yeah.
but sometimes my favorite times are when it's just
Oh,
me.
dude.
You know what I mean?
Well, we all die alone. You know what I mean? You don't die with your partner.
But I think
As
that's
sad
the
as that
thing too,
sounds.
you know?
As sad, do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
could be with your
absolutely.
family, but you're dying, man. You're going to die by yourself.
Yeah.
You're not dying with anyone else. So you got to enjoy that time by yourself. And that's why meditation for me is fucking a key to being able to reflect and think about things on a better perspective, because, you know, you are by yourself. When you're constantly surrounded by people, you're not
Yeah.
really thinking about you. You know, I'd see it a lot. You know, people getting used and things because they're not taking the time for themselves.
And that's the thing too. I kind of see it as a positive because I've always been comfortable in my own company. Right?
That's good.
I've never needed to fill voids.
I had to learn to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always had to have.
But then on the
someone
other
around.
end of the spectrum, right? Surround me by the people that I love and I've taken time to know and, you know, call my own and whatever else. It's like I'm, you know, firecrackers, right?
Yeah.
But then throw me in the deep end and it's like,
I think
I don't want to do.
Yeah,
this.
sometimes I think it's just I don't think it really matters so much because I used to think about that all the time. Like, why am I not always wanting that?
Yeah.
You know, like obviously it's polarities, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
opposites. Fucking,
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man,
you
absolutely.
got to have that time by yourself, and sometimes you don't feel like talking to someone out in public. You know,
Absolutely.
so if you come up to me sometimes and I seem like I'm not fucking interested in talking to you, that's not it at all. I'm just.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just generally me just going like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really feel like talking.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing personal. It's nothing fucking. I love you. I love everyone.
It is.
Usually. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It was you, you dick.
fuck you guys.
Remember that time when
Yeah.
you fucking,
Oh shit.
shouted you a drink and you didn't give me one back? Fuck you.
Oh man.
Just joking.
But,
But you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing really personal. It's just me going,
And
I'm in my
sometimes it
own
really
head.
isn't
I'm
that
in my
deep,
own
hey?
fucking head,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Like, because I do it sometimes. I think sometimes when I have an interaction with someone, I'd go, oh fuck, were they angry at me or something? Like, I think fuck, but then I go, fuck, nah, they've probably just gone
Yeah.
through their own shit right now. Like,
Yeah,
I have a mate like it, man. He's always like, sometimes he'll just be real quiet, and I'm like, bro, you alright? And he like he's mad at me or something.
Yeah.
But he's just gone through stuff,
I space too, like almost like hit autopilot sometimes.
Yeah.
You get in the motions of the
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that autopilot switch clicks on, and it's like, get through it, and then we can get out of
Yeah.
here and be back to comfortability.
Can we have a little break so I can really pee?
Yeah, absolutely,
like,
man,
I'm
absolutely.
fucking gonna piss
What
my
we could
pants.
do is we could probably just wrap it up, to be honest, man. Plug the album. We've been talking for quite some time now.
Have we?
Yeah, man, quite some time.
Yeah,
So-
righto.
So if you want to call it a wrap, we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But, thank you for being a
Might
part,
wrap
man.
it. Yeah, well, I'm
glad we
keen to
finally
come
got
back
do
already,
this.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is this will more than likely be
Yeah.
part one of many to come.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Before you go, let's quickly remind everyone that Mine by Live Violet is out right now on major platforms. Go check it out. There will be a link below in the information section, as well as all of Kyran's current band projects, their Facebook page, socials, all of the good stuff. Make sure to go check that out. A massive thank you for finally being here, man.
Cheers,
I'm glad
man,
I
for
could
having
finally
me.
make time for you to be here.
Cheers for having me, man. I really enjoyed this
absolute
conversation.
pleasure.
I could keep going.
Absolutely,
I could
man.
keep going.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we keep going. I say we cheers it with a organic gherkin, and we call it a night.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
Done.
Man. Let's do it. Oh, now I just feel bad it's just
Because
a
I've been
deep
smashing
jar
them.
it's just a deep jar.
Oh, and you know what the best
gherkins.
part is too? It's a glass jar.
Ah.
It's not that plastic
Oh,
BPA.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm like that. I was BPA and shit like that, man.
That's it,
but the
man.
thing is, and don't like the audience out there, don't stress about it like I do, because it's just my anxiety freaking me out. But over time, over probably a few generations, would it actually take effect, BPA? Because what it's designed to do is stop, like, make you infertile, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what BPA was doing.
Well, cheers, my man. Half-eaten gherkin. Guys, thank you for tuning in to the Midnight Snack. Make sure to go check out Live Violet, Kyran and the boys, and all of his other projects. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the
Thank
next
you so
episode
much.
of the Midnight Snack.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.